Covering Washington, D.C. right now, President Trump is continuing to publicly attack U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Today, Trump fired off more angry tweets, letting the whole world know how he feels about the former U.S. Senator from Alabama. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' future is in question after President Trump launched some very public attacks. Mr. Trump is frustrated by Sessions' decision to recuse himself from the investigation into Russian meddling.
I think it's unfair to the presidency, and that's the way I feel.
This morning, the president chose to revive an old campaign issue, tweeting that Sessions has, quote, taken a very weak position on Hillary Clinton's crimes.
If they have issues, I hope they'll sit down and work them out. But I have a great deal of respect for Jeff Sessions.
He may be of a different party than mine, but I certainly don't like to see the Attorney General of the United States treated this way.
Speaking at the White House, the president would not say whether he intends to fire Sessions.
I told you before I'm very disappointed with the Attorney General, but we will see what happens. Time will tell. Time will tell.
President Trump's attacks came as Capitol Hill continues its Russia investigation. The Senate Judiciary Committee subpoenaed former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort to appear on Wednesday after failing to reach an agreement with him for a voluntary interview.
The point is that we're willing to give all sorts of accommodations, but we can't mess around with back and forth.
White House senior advisor and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner was back on Capitol Hill today to address his meetings with Russians during the presidential campaign.
Well, the president's public criticism of Attorney General Jeff Sessions could have an effect on Alabama politics. CBS 42 News reporter Jamie Ostroff is live in the newsroom to explain that. Jamie?
Jim, of course, but before Jeff Sessions was Attorney General, he represented Alabama in the U.S. Senate for 20 years. Of course, now we're in the middle of this special election season to fill that seat that he left behind. I talked to Matt Murphy and Andrea Lindenberg from Talk 99.5, who have spent a lot of time analyzing this upcoming primary election for that seat. They think President Trump's critical comments toward Jeff Sessions could change the dynamic of this race.
With the U.S. Senate race ongoing and the primary happening on August 15th, a lot of the individuals running have kind of tied their wagon to President Trump. And I'm wondering if they're willing to decide what side of this they're on, because so many of them owe a lot of their careers to Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, I feel like it's like mom and dad are fighting and there's possible divorce and the child has to pick who they're going to express their allegiance to.
Rumor mills have also been churning regarding whether or not Sessions would fight to get his Senate seat back if he loses his job as Attorney General. We'll have Matt Nani's take on that coming up at 6. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Ostroff, CBS 42 News. Local coverage you can count on.